so high, so much because there's a lot of parts that I have to cut out and stuff, and now I'm not gonna even use it. Oh, anyway, this I just realized. Okay, whatever. This part will not have as many titles in it because I'm sorry, that was my stomach. Promise. Because something in me just wanted to, as I've mentioned, I have my video games in my bookshelf order, in an order based on the spines, like how I think the spines just kind of flow and look nicely cohesive next to one another. That's how I keep them. So for example, I don't keep my Resident Evil games next to one another if the spines are different. And I feel like the leftover games that I have, they have pretty much all a black spine with some kind of thin silver lettering. So I just decided to kind of group those together. Though I do have here two that could probably fit into that category, but that's because I got these after I've already established that order, and I didn't have space to put them there, so they were randomly on the side, and I decided to pick the pieces, the video games that I kept on the side with this batch. So yeah, anyway, let's start, shall we? I'm going to move them here, I guess. And I'm not gonna tap on the main cover because I hate the sound because of how the cover is hollow, right? It just makes enough sound, the acousticity of it all. It's just, I don't think it sounds good, but I will tap on the, I'll tap on the spines, and I'll also do a lot more triggers like trailing down on the spines and stuff because I really like that sound. Okay, yeah, without further ado, let's start with sorry, my ring light. Okay, first one we've got Bioshock. Specifically Bioshock the collection. So this one actually includes the first game, the second game, and Bioshock Infinite, all available DLCs and extra additional content. Funnily enough, I keep out the Bioshock Infinite disc because Bioshock Infinite is my favorite Bioshock, and I don't want to hear anything. I love Rapture, don't get me wrong, I genuinely love Rapture. I think the concept of Rapture is brilliant, but Bioshock Infinite slaps harder, and I get my Rapture fix in the DLC, so like I don't care. So yeah, so I keep my Bioshock Infinite disc out, and the other, game, like physical copy with the other CDs is in the box. So yeah, Bioshock the collection. Sorry, I cannot see how that ring light's blinding me. There's like a harsh shadow on the text and I can't see. Return to the cities of Rapture and Columbia and experience the award-winning Bioshock franchise like never before. Bioshock the collection retells the epic journeys of the Bioshock Infinite Bioshock universe, beautifully remastered in HD quality. Bioshock the collection contains all single-player content from Bioshock, Bioshock 2, and Bioshock Infinite, all single-player and add-on content. The Columbia Finest Pack and director's commentary, imagining Bioshock featuring Ken Levine and Sean Robertson. Oh, sorry, I feel like a cramp coming on. Okay. I have mentioned this in the previous video that I filmed and I scrapped. I am not sure whether it is this studio, Irrational Games, or it was a different studio, but I believe it might have been this one. Wasn't there like allegations, or it just broke out that the employees were very badly mistreated? So, and I just overall, from what I remember, I think Ken Levine wasn't necessarily a person that I would feel the most comfortable saying that I support him. So I don't know much about him anymore, and I don't really plan on supporting him unless I really go on a deep dive, and try and dig up as much information about him to really establish my opinion. I know that I believe he and I don't know if Irrational Games or a different studio are working on a next major project what my opinion is, because I plan on making videos for each of the franchises, like just talking, since I don't know if you guys care about it, but I also want to talk about my favorite video games, because do I do anything else? No. I mean, sorry, but like, you cannot tell me that I don't like video games. You can legit see Booker there. And Elizabeth. That's Elizabeth. That's Booker. There's Elizabeth again. I'm having fun pointing them out. Yeah, but I can't see anything else. That's kind of my Resident Evil. There is she from Bioshock. I love her design. Anyway, so yeah, I am a Bioshock Infinite truther. However, I know that there have been issues with it. The whole thing, like, Elizabeth kills the only black character and stuff like that. I don't know much about it. I have not read people who it obviously concerns talking about it. So in case that you know of some videos or posts that talk about these things, or just different issues that Bioshock may have, do let me know, because I don't want to educate myself. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh my god, it's a brilliant game, when obviously it could be offensive to certain people, but not apart from like the implications of, you know, Elizabeth having to kill the only black character, and just the lot of different things that were kind of like, and Booker being an interesting character often. I enjoyed the aesthetics of the game. The sound where you are clearing out like pins and stuff is so nostalgic to me. I feel I feel violently ill because it just, oh god, it brings me back. There's this song that is like a soundtrack for this game, and it's a banger. Well, the Circle of Unbroken is also brilliant. I love the soundtrack. I guess it is a soundtrack, but it's not lyrical. For when the songbird comes for Elizabeth, like, that shit does come, like, it makes all the hair on my body stand up, like, intense. And yeah, and I really like the talk of free will and determinism. I said that I'm not gonna be talking about the game, okay? You know, I'm shutting up. We're moving on, okay? Going to tap on the spine, I guess, because that's what I promised. Okay, one more thing. I just love this cover. I love how you can see Columbia all up in the sky, and then you see the lighthouse. There's always a lighthouse, and you see Rapture down here. I just love this art. Okay, moving on. Next up, we've got another controversial one, and that is Detroit, become human. This is by Quantic Dream. Now, do not support David Cage. I don't. You shall not as well. I believe that man has like sexual assault or sexual harassment allegations against him, which is not good. And also, like, I keep hearing he's extremely shady. Personally, I haven't been able to find like articles about it, but I know if people bring it up this much, there's got to be something that I just have not seen. So if you know of articles or anything that do tell the whole like shebang about David Cage, do let me know, because that man's concerning. That being said, I don't think I would support upcoming projects of Quantic Dream. As much as that breaks my heart, I feel like I should, if I don't get too deep into it, it's going to be easy to just ignore it. So yeah, but because I do want to appreciate the hard work that went into these games, because that's just the horrible thing. Like, even though Ken Levine or David Cage are the masterminds, or I believe Ken Levine is the mastermind behind Bioshock, there's so many different people that had to work on this for it to be an actual thing, you know. So I want to appreciate their hard work. So yeah, and I'm going to give it to David Cage that the soundtrack that he composed, the opening one, is a horrible banger, like one of my absolute favorite soundtracks. So I'm gonna give him that, but nothing else. Anyway, I love Detroit. It's one of the most fun games you can play. Like, if you like choice-based games, you will 100% enjoy this. I love playing with the androids. The game mechanics protagonists and their stories are so intricately intertwined that you can never catch a break. I love that one person's decision, like one character's decision, can affect an outcome for a different character at the end of the game. Like, it's these little things, but it's brilliant. It's a very long game with so many different outcomes. I'm sad. Okay, no, I'm not going to talk about that because I'm going to talk about that when I'm going to talk about Troid. So, yeah, moving on. But I'm going to read the blurb. How far will you go to be free? Detroit, 2038. Lifelike androids have replaced the human workforce. They never tire, disobey, or say no until something changes. Tell your own story. Every choice has a consequence. Face moral dilemmas and make life or death decisions. I love this. Sorry. Moving on. My wife. We've got Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is the second game in the second reboot, which is a trilogy. Pains me to say. Pains me. Because they were kind of insinuated like, oh, might be more. And they never gave me more. And that just... Anyway, this is the second game. This came out in 2015, I believe. What more do you need to know? It's Lara Croft. That explains it all. Controversial opinion, and I know all the male gamers from the 90s will literally eat me alive for saying this, but the second reboot Lara is the best Lara. Fight me. Yeah, she's brilliant. I love to see her grow and deteriorate in the games. In this one, Lara goes on to an adventure to find the lost city of, the mythical city of Kadesh. And we do love a good snowy environment. Curly is full on dressed up like an onion throughout the majority of the game, and we stand. Love to see it. We get that little Syria segment, which I enjoy. It's fun. The assets are beautiful. The sceneries are gorgeous. The art book is chef's kiss. I do have that bitch, and she's lovely. So, yeah. I hate this cover though. This is the 20-year celebration cover. Pains me that I don't have the OG cover because she's beautiful. Yeah, I couldn't get it anywhere when I was buying this. So, yep. The complete award-winning experience. I love that everything is winning awards. all of the second reboot is probably rather different from the OG Lara, but I feel like that's what I just enjoy so much more about it, because it has a given narrative, it follows a story, it follows Lara's evolution, and just these little tidbits that you see throughout the game, and you see her like in here, she never really wants to be. Why am I talking about it? I'm not gonna talk about it. You have to wait for the video. So yes, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, the definitive edition. I can show you the back. I don't want to rustle it too much because the CD is just jumping. Sorry for the ring light. Yep. Moving on. We've got my ears itchy. We've got the Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan. Me and my friend have a complete dispute over this, how the Medan is pronounced, because I don't think it's pronounced Maiden. I remember if it was pronounced in the game. If yes, then sorry, but I don't think it's pronounced Maiden, because it would be more like a maiden, you know. So I do believe it must be Medan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's what I think. This is the first game in Supermassive's horror movie-esque game night series. Let's read the blurb and then I'll talk. From the developers of Until Dawn. You are about to embark on a troublesome journey. Discover the Dark Pictures, the very first gaming horror anthology. There's an asterisk. Each game from the Dark Pictures anthology will feature a completely different story, characters, and setting, and will be released independently on a regular basis. In A Man of Medan, 5 friends set sail on a holiday diving trip. As the day unfolds and a storm rolls in, their trip soon changes into something much more sinister. Who will live? Who will die? It's all down to you. Don't play alone. Embark on a horrific journey aboard a ghost ship. Experience your terrifying story with a friend online, or go for safety in numbers and with up to 5 players offline. All the playable characters can live or die. The decisions you make will decide their fate. Now, I'll talk about the anthology in a separate video as well, but I would say for this one, I love the Dark Pictures anthology, don't get me wrong. They're really recent releases. It's very evident that Supermassive genuinely listens to the complaints that people had about the previous releases and stuff, because the third one, which you will see in the next video, is brilliant. It's lovely. It's so good. It fixed the complaints people had, and I think they're just getting better and better. From what I know, their latest release, which was this past fall, Devil in Me, is the final one for right now. They're kind of like finishing season 1, and then they're going to come back. Each of these stories is, as I've read, is independent, so you do not have to play them in any order or play them all at all. Frankly, depends on how. Okay, if you are someone like me who remembers faces, and I associate faces with the characters and stuff, I don't recommend. No, I don't want to say I don't recommend playing them all. I'm not going to do that to my babies or massive games, but I would say that it's easier to just kind of get deep into one rather than all of them, because they reuse models, which I mean, it's fine because they're not the same universe, they're not the same story, so like they can use the same face model for characters, you know. And sometimes it doesn't really strike you that much, but sometimes it's like I think of this person as a different character, so it's kind of like okay. And a very nice thing, or like pretty cool thing that they do, is that there's like one main character that is played by or the face model is of someone who is like a celebrity or just more well known. I don't know this person, I'm so sorry, but I also hate Conrad altogether. So in the second one, which I don't remember what that guy's name is, but yeah, you'll know him. And the third one has Ashley Tisdale. So when I saw a gift set on Tumblr that was like a new horror game and I had fucking Ashley nothing to do with Until Dawn, and I feel like in the beginning it probably was. It's kind of like Achilles' heel, that people compared it so much to Until Dawn. These games, at least the beginning, the first one, this one especially, is meant to be played like on a game night. It's very short and it's very like, I have 5 drunk friends around me and we're all deciding and we all get our characters killed accidentally, rather than like something all that intricate. And kind of like a new fashion that Supermassive is introducing is like game movies, which I love, but it's more like that. With the future releases in this series, it definitely gets a lot more like a regular video game, more intricate gameplay and stuff like that. But yeah, also to say something about this, I've never played this and I'm never going to play this. I just watched a walkthrough. This is genuinely, in my humble opinion, one of the scariest games. I don't know why it has a 16 the begging warning as 16, because it 100%, in my humble opinion, should be 18. It was just nasty. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my god, I handle gore like nothing else. Like, I don't know, it depends, but in my humble opinion, it was just very scary. So yeah, I don't plan on playing this, and this was the only reason why I have it is because it was secondhand and it was for a good price. So I decided, since I have the other ones, because I do like the other ones more, I decided it might be nice to have it in my collection. So yeah, this lady, this lady right here, her fucking haunted me in my dreams for like half a year. No joke. I didn't even like properly, I was googling something about the previous Dark Anthology games, or maybe it must have been that, it couldn't have been Quarry yet, and she popped up somewhere, and I swear to God, the whiplash it gave me, and I immediately retracted, and she kept appearing everywhere for me, and I kept freaking out, and I kept showing her to all of my friends' faces, being like, she's terrifying, and everyone was like, fuck yes. And in general, she's the most scary part of the fucking game. Like, that bitch chases you, and her transform. No, thank you. No, thank you, I'm good. We have to move on, because I have 2 more left. Oh my god, it's stuck. Okay. The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope. The second game. It's Will. His name is Will something. I don't remember. Abandon all hope. Discover the Dark Pictures, the very first gaming horror anthology, where each game features a completely different story, characters, and setting with a fully branching storyline. Trapped and isolated in the abandoned town of Little Hope, 4 college students and their professor must escape the nightmarish apparitions that relentlessly pursue them through an impenetrable fog. Don't play alone. Witness terrifying visions of the past as you are haunted by the events of the 17th century and Dover witch trials. Escape the hideous apparitions that relentlessly pursue you through a fog, and in all of your 5 characters can die in your version of the story. Share your story online with a friend or enjoy a movie night with up to 5 friends offline. The reason this is back was because this was a present, and I've watched this. Me and my friend, we had a horror game night, so we watched this together, and yeah, it has a lot of jump scares. It has a lot more jump scares than the first one, and I would say than any of the games. When I will be talking about these series, like properly full-fledged, my opinions and stuff, a lot of people have an issue with the ending. And I do see why. However, I read a post that beautifully fleshed it out and explained why the ending, or why it ending the way that it ended, or just, yeah, is so important. So, yeah, this one's definitely a lot more fun to, like, play as a regular game rather than just, like, playing with your friends, But yeah, still has the kind of, like, game night vibe. Next up and last for this batch is Horizon Zero Dawn. I feel last year the sequel came out. Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, I love the game. I like that a lot better than the first one. I'm going to be honest, but I don't have it in my collection right now because I'm just waiting for it to go on sale. But everything from the graphics to Aloy to everything. Of course, I have my poems to pick because when do I have no poems to pick? But I really like the game. I really like the aspect of civilization, humanity is starting from scratch, kind of. We're back to tribes and stuff like that. But you have the implemented high technology beasts that kind of make a very interesting mix, in my humble opinion. I love a good open world. Open worlds never fail, in my humble opinion. And it's interesting storyline. I especially enjoy the gameplay because, as I mentioned with Detroit, I really like the kind of high intelligence, high technology aspect of it, and I really like the thingy Ellie uses, and just how it mashes up the how to explain this, especially in the second game as well. It's fun. You get to have that high tech aspect. Let's just put it like that. And I'm going to tap on them all. My dog came into my room. This is one of my favorite triggers. Calm my chin as itchy. And now she's leaving.